Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to stand before you today to talk about a principle that is both profound and simple: trusting God's timing. We live in a world where the hustle, the rush, and the pressure to make things happen on our own terms are at the forefront of our lives. But today, I want to invite you to shift your perspective, to consider something deeper, something more aligned with the natural flow of life itself. The incredible power of divine timing. Think about that. Every day we are presented with opportunities, with challenges, with moments of decision. We are constantly striving, working, planning, trying to make sense of the world around us. But what if I told you that the greatest moments in your life have already been set in motion? What if you could rest in the knowing that divine blessings are already on their way to you, perfectly timed and aligned with the rhythm of the universe? The key is in trust, trusting that you do not have to force the outcomes you desire, trusting that your path is unfolding precisely as it should, trusting that when you align your energy with the present moment rather than the anxiety of what's ahead, the universe, or as we often say, God's divine timing has already mapped out the most perfect path for you. You see, there is a deeper intelligence at work in the universe. This intelligence is not bound by the limitations of time as we know it. It is beyond our human understanding, beyond the linear experience of past, present, and future. It's the creative force that orchestrates everything in our lives, from the turning of the seasons to the unfolding of each human life. When you trust this divine timing, you enter into a state of harmony with the universe. You stop fighting against the current. You let go of your need to control every single step, and you begin to flow with life. You start to notice how the pieces come together effortlessly when you let go of your need to rush, to force, to push. Imagine for a moment that every desire in your heart is a seed. That seed is planted in fertile ground, and its growth is not bound by the speed you want it to grow. The seed needs time to sprout, to develop roots, to emerge at the perfect moment when it is ready to bear fruit. Trusting God's timing means you surrender to the process of growth, knowing that everything you need to experience the fullness of life is already on its way. I want you to take a deep breath right now and let go of the stress, the impatience, the need to make things happen on your timeline. Allow yourself to simply be in that moment. Trust that everything is coming together as it should. The right people, the right opportunities, the right moments, they are all flowing into your life in perfect timing. And here's the beautiful truth. When you trust God's timing, when you align yourself with that flow, you begin to experience miracles. Miracles aren't just the big dramatic events we often hear about. No, miracles happen every single day in the smallest of moments. They are the synchronicities, the unexpected opportunities, the quiet whispers that guide you towards something greater than you could have ever imagined. Divine blessings come in many forms: a kind word at the right moment, an opportunity you never saw coming, a new connection that changes the trajectory of your life. So, my friends, I encourage you to lean into this trust. Release the anxiety, the fear, the impatience, and recognize that the best is yet to come, and it's all unfolding right on time. In closing, remember this: the universe is not in a hurry, but everything you desire is coming to you at the perfect moment. Trust that divine blessings will flow into your life, and as you do, you will feel a profound peace, a deep connection to something greater than yourself, and the joy of knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Trusting in divine timing is a powerful concept that requires a deep understanding of how life unfolds. It's the realization that there is a greater force at work, one that guides us toward the experiences and opportunities we are meant to encounter. In a world that often emphasizes the importance of controlled planning and immediate results, trusting in divine timing means stepping back and allowing things to unfold naturally, without forcing them to happen according to our own schedules. This trust acknowledges that there are forces beyond our comprehension shaping our path. It's about recognizing that things happen when they are meant to, not when we think they should. This approach requires patience and the ability to surrender to the unknown, which can be difficult in a culture that prizes instant gratification. When we trust divine timing, we stop striving and pushing against the natural flow. Instead of obsessing over outcomes or worrying about what's next, we embrace the present moment and trust that the right opportunities will come at the right time. This shift in perspective allows us to release anxiety and stress, replacing it with peace and acceptance. We understand that our journey is unfolding in a way that is in perfect alignment with the universe's plan for us. Even when things don't seem to be happening according to our timeline, we trust that they are happening exactly as they should, and the timing will reveal itself when the moment is right. This trust opens us up to the idea that we don't need to control every aspect of our lives. And in doing so, we create space for new possibilities to manifest. Surrendering control and flowing with life requires a profound shift in mind. In a society that often values achievement, productivity, and the ability to dictate outcomes, surrendering may feel counterintuitive. However, this act of letting go is not about passivity or giving up. Rather, it's about releasing the need to force things to happen and allowing life to unfold naturally. It involves acknowledging that, despite our best efforts, we cannot control every aspect of our journey. The more we try to control the outcome of situations, the more we create resistance, which in turn blocks the flow of abundance and opportunities. When we surrender control, we open ourselves to new possibilities and greater experiences that we may not have been able to foresee. This doesn't mean abandoning our goals or giving up on our dreams. It means recognizing that the path to those dreams may take unexpected turns, and that's okay. In fact, some of the best moments in life come when we let go of rigid expectations and allow ourselves to be guided by something greater than our immediate desires. Life has a rhythm, and when we flow with it, we find that things happen with ease. The more we surrender to this flow, the more we align ourselves with the natural order of the universe, allowing us to attract what we need at the right time. Flowing with life also means trusting that the universe or divine intelligence is always working in our favor, even if it doesn't always feel like it. The key is to remain present and open, trusting that every experience is leading us closer to our highest good. As we surrender control, we allow space for growth, new opportunities, and the unfolding of the best possible version of ourselves. Aligning your energy with the present moment is one of the most transformative practices you can adopt. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in what's next or what's missing, constantly chasing the future or dwelling on the past. However, the present moment is where life truly happens. And when we learn to align ourselves with it, we tap into a deep reservoir of peace and possibility. This alignment begins with mindfulness, being fully aware and engaged in the here and now, without distractions or judgments. It's about letting go of the pressure to always be planning, doing, or achieving, and instead embracing the experience of simply being. When you align your energy with the present, you shift your focus from external outcomes to internal peace. You stop worrying about how things will turn out and instead focus on the energy you bring to each moment. This change in perspective has a powerful impact on the way you interact with the world. You become more attuned to the subtle cues around you, noticing opportunities and synchronicities that you might have missed if you were overly focused on the future. The more you immerse yourself in the present, the more you are able to direct your energy toward what truly matters, your growth, your relationships, and your purpose. This alignment also means accepting where you are right now without resistance. It's about understanding that the present moment is exactly where you need to be in order to attract the blessings that are waiting for you. When your energy is rooted in the present, you align with the natural flow of life, making it easier to trust the timing of events and let go of the fear that things aren't happening as quickly as you want them to. Every desire that you carry within you is like a seed planted in fertile soil. It has the potential to grow, to evolve, and to manifest, but it requires time, nurturing, and the right conditions to flourish. Much like a seed, your dreams and aspirations cannot be rushed. They need the right environment, the right nourishment, and most importantly, the right amount of time to mature. The seed of a desire begins in your heart, but it doesn't bloom immediately. It first must take root, grow in ways unseen, and eventually emerge when it's ready, even if that timing doesn't align with your personal expectations. This process of growth is often invisible to us. Just as a seed requires time to establish its roots before it can break through the soil and be seen, our desires take time to unfold in ways that we may not immediately comprehend. In the early stages, there's often a sense of waiting, a period of uncertainty where it may feel like nothing is happening at all. But during this time, there is so much going on beneath the surface. The right people, opportunities, and circumstances are aligning, and everything is being set into motion for the eventual blossoming of your dreams. This analogy also reminds us that we don't need to force the process. The seed doesn't push itself to grow. It simply surrenders to the natural rhythm of life. By trusting that your desires will emerge when the time is right, you allow them the space to develop and mature. Instead of focusing on how quickly things should happen, trust that each stage of growth is essential, knowing that every step taken will bring you closer to the fulfillment of your dreams. Divine intelligence is a force that is woven into the very fabric of the universe. It is not bound by the constraints of time, space, or human understanding. It operates beyond our limited perceptions, orchestrating the vast interconnectedness of all things. From the movement of the stars to the growth of plants, from the timing of a life-changing encounter to the subtle signs that guide us toward our purpose, divine intelligence is always at work, even when we cannot see it. This intelligence knows what is best for us, even when we are unsure or fearful about the future. When we begin to trust in divine intelligence, we acknowledge that there is a greater wisdom at play, one that is far beyond our ability to control or predict. We begin to appreciate the learning, growth, and lessons that happen along the way, understanding that the journey is just as important as the destination. This release also means embracing the unknown. We stop trying to predict every outcome and instead trust that the universe will guide us to the right opportunities at the right time. By doing so, we experience less anxiety and more peace. The constant push to make things happen gives way to a more natural rhythm of life, one that feels more aligned, effortless, and rewarding. Letting go of the rush allows us to be present, to enjoy the journey, and to trust that everything will come in due time. Miracles are not just extraordinary, rare events that we hear about in stories. They happen every single day, often in the most subtle ways. We tend to think of miracles as big, dramatic changes, but the truth is, they show up in the small, quiet moments of our lives, often unnoticed. They are the synchronicities, the unexpected encounters, the fleeting moments of clarity, or the opportunities that seem to appear out of nowhere when we least expect them. These moments might not always seem miraculous at first glance, but when we take a step back and reflect, we begin to see how everything is perfectly aligned. A miracle might be the person who appears at just the right time with the exact advice you needed, or an opportunity that feels like it came from nowhere, but perfectly fits your desire. It could be a shift in perspective that allows you to see things differently, unlocking a path you had never noticed before. These miracles often come when we are fully present in the moment, when we are no longer trying to control or predict, but simply allowing life to unfold. When we trust in the flow of life, we become more attuned to these subtle miracles. They are no longer things we have to search for. They are all around us, constantly happening. By staying open to these moments and recognizing their significance, we begin to realize that our lives are filled with blessings, even in the midst of challenges. Every day is an opportunity for a miracle to unfold, whether it's in the form of a small act of kindness, a new connection, or a moment of insight that leads to a breakthrough. These miracles are the universe's way of showing us that we are always supported, always guided, and always loved. When you trust that everything is coming together, you release the need to constantly monitor, control, or manipulate every aspect of your life. Life, with all of its twists, turns, and uncertainties, has a way of falling into place when you stop fighting against the current. Trusting that everything is coming together means embracing the belief that the universe is always working in your favor, even when things don't appear to be going according to your plan. It's understanding that, just as nature has a way of bringing seeds to bloom in their own time, your life is unfolding in a way that is perfectly aligned with your higher purpose. This trust allows you to surrender your fears, doubts, and anxieties, because deep down, you know that every experience, every challenge, and every setback is part of a greater design. It doesn't matter if things aren't happening as quickly as you'd like, or if the road seems unclear. Trusting that everything is coming together requires the faith that things are aligning in ways that may not be immediately visible to you. It's like watching a puzzle come together piece by piece, sometimes slowly, but each piece is necessary to create the bigger picture. When you operate from this place of trust, you stop forcing outcomes. You let go of impatience and embrace the natural unfolding of life. This doesn't mean you stop taking action or working toward your goals, but rather you do so with the understanding that everything you are working for is already in motion, and it will manifest when the time is right. Trusting that everything is coming together means embracing the mystery of life, allowing the universe to guide you, and knowing that the best is yet to come, even if you can't yet see how it will all unfold. When you trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, you begin to experience a profound sense of peace. This trust comes from the understanding that life's flow is not random. It's purposeful and divinely guided. It's easy to get caught up in the stress of trying to control every moment, to worry about the what-ifs and the unknowns. But when you accept that everything is unfolding in its own time and for your highest good, the tension and anxiety around the unknown start to dissipate. You begin to recognize that every moment, every decision, every encounter is part of a much bigger picture. This trust enables you to let go of the fear of the future, knowing that no matter what challenges arise, they are there to teach you something valuable. It allows you to stop questioning why things are happening or why things aren't moving faster. When you trust that everything is unfolding perfectly, you stop living in resistance to what is and start embracing what is. You allow life to reveal itself to you in ways that are often far greater than anything you could have planned for yourself. You stop chasing after perfection or certainty, realizing that both are illusions. Instead, you welcome the journey with all of its ups and downs, knowing that every experience is shaping you into the person you are meant to become. Trusting that everything is unfolding as it should means trusting in divine timing, trusting that the universe is working behind the scenes even when you can't see it. It means accepting the ebb and flow of life and understanding that what is meant for you will never pass you by, and what isn't meant for you will fall away.